Well, hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. And this one is going to be kind of another little update video, but there's a couple there's one huge cool thing that showed up this week that I want to share with you guys. So first off, been on eBay again, can't help myself, and picked this guy up. So for the Tamiya guys, you'll immediately recognize the chassis, or may not. But this is how it was listed online. And, it's not a bad looking buggy, but I could tell right away that this and this were not original to, the rest of this. So it was listed as a Traxxas Warhead. So the wing is off of a Warhead driver racing team. Who knows where that came from? The body shell is a Lexan shell that came off of something. Not sure, but it has like a really cool skull design up here in the paint. And then there's some custom stripes and then green metallic in the back. So somebody knew what they were doing relatively, except for the fact that they never peeled off the window masks. That's interesting. I just noticed that. Wow. The window mask has been on there so long that when you peel it off, it still looks like there's window mask on it. Yeah, basically all the stickies left behind. But anyway, I didn't buy it for the body at all. This I knew was going to go away. And evidently in shipping, that happened. So, not a great body. So that's out of here. The Warhead thing, may keep that. That may be a replacement wing for something at some point, but we'll hold on to that. Get down to the meat and potatoes. So this is basically the brother to this. So this is the Baja Champ by Tamiya. And this is one I picked up at an auction 6-8 months ago. I can't remember. But this one has never been run. It was built, it's completely stock, still has a mechanical speed control in there. It needs a receiver, but it has everything else. It's ready to go. But I do want to tear it down just to make sure that it's actually good to go. Pogo stick shocks on it and everything. And this one's identical, except this one has yellow wheels. And this one has a Traxxas receiver in there. What else do we got? I have no idea what speed control is in here. I'm kind of curious because it almost looks like a Novak type cables. One moment. Those. What do you see? So I didn't cheat, but yes, it's a Novak XRS speed control in here. And, I have seen those wires dozens and dozens of times because I've had quite a few of these over the years. So hopefully that still works. It all looks to be in good shape. But these were prone to blowing up if you tried to push them a little too hard. The funny thing is they had this double-sided taped in there nice and secure, and then they packed a whole bunch of bubble wrap in around it and then stuck the receiver down on top. So thankfully they weren't prone to overheating and blowing up. They just kind of blew circuitry if you pushed them too hard. So that will probably stay with it. The motor, I have no idea. It is a Gigantor 550 can motor out of something. I have no idea. But overall, it's in good shape. It has been run. It's got some scuffs and scrapes on it. It has some big, beefy, oversized turnbuckles on the front that somebody has changed out. The rear has the static top links, but everything seems to be, the front body mount's loose, but that's no big deal. Rear body mount's still there. The antenna mount is still here. So everything chassis-wise is good. There's a little bit of rust here and there, so I do have to tear it apart and, clean up some stuff. Actually, it doesn't even look like rust. I think it's just, that's just dirt. So no rust. So yeah, this one will just get a very good clean up, double check. I'll tear the gearboxes open, make sure everything's good to go. Now this one does have different tires on there. So this one has the the pinspike tires on there. Tamiya Super Gripper pinspikes, and these are unmarked. So I don't think these are the original tires. So I think whoever did run it probably burned up the spins on this and put some different, these are like a round pin type tire, but the tires on it, you know, they have been run, but not very much. And, you know, this is the Baja Champ. I'm pretty sure this was the Baja King. But I also think that the Baja King came with the white wheels. So I'm not 100% sure. But this is getting the Baja King body on it. Yeah, it's just a different version of this body. Overall, it's an identical buggy. You know, same chassis, just different body shell. You know, Tamiya. So this one will come up soon. I just wanted to dig into it and show you guys real quick. And it's kind of cool. That it has the Novak XRS in there. I need more space in here. So I hope you guys are still tuned in, because this one, it's cool. It's weird. It's cool. It's fun. You know, I don't know how I get so lucky to meet up with so many cool people. So I guess it's just a bonus of, you know, putting myself out on YouTube and, you know, just being myself. And it seems to be most people enjoy it. You know, there's a lot of people who don't subscribe, so I don't know if they like it or not. You know, I get a lot of watches, but not a lot of, you know, still 50-60% or so don't subscribe. So if you do like looking at this or listening to this, or, you know, just laughing at me stumbling over words, hit that subscribe button. Anyway, a viewer reached out to me, this is way back before the holidays, and said that they had a buggy, or they had a kit that they had started working on and didn't feel that they had the confidence and skills to finish the build. So they just stuck it in a box and stowed it away, and wanted to know if I would like to have it to build on the channel. So we talked back and forth a brief amount, and then, you know, it kind of got left off with, well, I'll catch you up after the holidays. Things got busy on their part, and, you know, things got busy on my part, and, you know, just haven't talked for quite a while. Well, all of a sudden, a few weeks ago, I get an email again from the person, and we started talking again, and they were like, hey, I need your address to send this to. So I gave him my P.O. box, and, you know, he said he was going to send the kit, and I offered to at least pay for the shipping. So I did, you know, pay for the shipping, but he didn't want anything for the kit. So before I get to show you to you, let me just read some of the email from the original email chain. So it says, Mr. Addam, thanks for posting your build and run videos on YouTube for the rest of us to enjoy. You're very welcome. I enjoy it probably more than you guys get out of watching it. If we finally get to see what the magazines could not show us all those years ago, you probably remember some of the classic publications like RC Car Action here in the United States. I loved and lived out of those magazines. RC Driver, RC Car Action, RC Modeler. You know, I wasn't even into planes and boats, but I would still pick that one up occasionally just to, you know, just ooh and awe over all the crazy stuff that was out there. And by the way, if you guys do love the hobby and are, you know, enjoy stuff, go subscribe to RC Car Action. They're one of the last RC car magazines in the United States, and I know that they're hurting for subscribers. I know right now they have a really good deal. If you sign up right now, I think you get 2 years for the price of one, and I think it's you end up paying like $25 for 2 years of magazines delivered to your house monthly. You know, they have a digital option as well, but, you know, there's just something about getting that magazine in the mail once a month that is just so exciting. And, you know, I still get a thrill flipping through it. You know, today's world, a lot of times when the magazine gets there, you know, oh yeah, I saw that online a month ago. You know, it's still, it's media, you know, it's not immediate like everybody's expecting. But if you guys grew up with stuff like that, you know, maybe go throw them a bone and help them out. I know they're hurting for subscribers, and I really don't want to see, you know, my subscription end because they go under and can't produce, you know, paper copies anymore. So just putting that out there. Sorry, totally unrelated sidebar. He goes on, well, there's been an RC kit in my possession for a few years now. My lack of experience means I'll probably never get it built. Rather than ruin the build experience, it was packed up and put on the shelf. So would you be interested in receiving and finishing this kit on your channel? The last paint job you did on the Tomahawk was awesome, and you really need to grow that paint style and see where it goes. This kit would be a perfect next step, as it is too also a Kyosho kit. Rather than sell it online for a lowball offer, you could share your build experience on the channel and, of course, let us see what it runs like. And, you know, I knew it was a Kyosho kit. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know whether this thing was going to be, you know, just he opened it up and said, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to do this, and close the lid. Or, you know, I was going to get 4 or 5 chunks of built stuff that, you know, he just got lost and didn't finish it. But anyway, we caught back up later on, and, you know, it's finally here. So, one more thing to read. So he sent a letter along with it, and I'm not going to read the whole letter, but, you know, handwritten. Well, here it is. This should fit in nicely with the rest of your Kyosho collection. And there's not really any more room in the... He goes on to tell me what's in the box. There is not really any more room in the box for 2 cents. It was kind of packed. But you should do another metal flake paint job on this too. Your Tomahawk look better than their own box art. There's not much else but to enjoy this. Thank you, and talk to you later. So I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say where this came from, you know, but you know who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So I know everybody's been waiting. Addam, shut up and show us. Kyosho Optima, and sorry for the glare. So I opened up the big box and unwrapped this, and he had this thing packed, like packed. So I'm pulling bubble wrap off of it, and I can see Kyosho, but I couldn't tell what it was. At first I thought it said Scorpion, which that would have been an awesome car too. But when I actually got the plastic off and rolled it back and saw Optima, holy cow. So, what is in the box? Well, again, I didn't know what to expect. You know, part of me said, you're just going to get this box of stuff that's going to be assembled all wrong. It's going to have chunks of bits and pieces, and, you know, everything's going to be snipped off a parts tree, and I'm going to be hunting for parts and not know what's going on. No, not even close. So I will say, before I pull it off, I did take 5-10 minutes and trimmed up a few little pieces on the body and actually put the body mount holes in. But, you know, dude, that's a built car. Tires are mounted on the wheels. You know, there's not much left to do. You know, I have to do a paint job and put tires on it. Now, it does need electronics. So we'll have to, you know, but he cut the body out. So we're really, you know, the finish line is right there. But I understand if you're not comfortable with painting and, you know, you've never been good at it or never done it, it can be very intimidating to paint one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a video of just, you know, prep and paint work and all the different steps of painting a Lexan body, which is rattle can paint. You know, we're not going to get fancy. We're not going to get the airbrush out and do everything. Everything I'm going to do to this body is going to be done with the rattle cans, and I'm going to have to come up with a really, really good paint job for this car. So I don't think many of the decals are going to make it onto the car. You know, we'll probably take a few, like the Optima and everything, and put it on the wing, or put it on the side of the body and everything. You know, kind of have to have that. But, you know, the main decals, the blue and all that stuff, you know, we're going to paint that in. So I'm going to go through the whole process of how I go about doing it. How I go about doing it is maybe not the best way or the easiest way or the smartest way, but I'm going to make a video on that. You know, I owe it to this and this to do that as best as I can. But anyway, as far as the buggy, you know, it's built. It's ready to go. It feels great. Sounds good. You know, there's no electronics, so no motor, no ESC, no servo in it. He has fitted it with the belt drive, and in one of box 1, box 2, there is the chain drive setup. So if I do want to run this as chain drive, I can convert it over. As nice as the Turbo Optima ran belt drive, and I love the sound of it, I'm probably gonna stick with belt drive. You know, it's no fuss, no muss, and it just ran great. So, you know, out of my own sanity, I am going to go through and just screw check everything, you know, just make sure that everything going into metal, you know, is locked in there nicely with a little bit of thread lock, you know, just triple check everything. I am going to take the transmission, the idler screw, and double check to make sure that's not going to back out. Anybody that gets a Kyosho Legendary Series, there is a screw that goes through this plate, coming through this side. Some of them you have to build, some of them are already built. If you get a kit and that idler post is already built, then take it off, put some thread lock on it, and put it back on. You know, it saves a transmission because there's a lot of stress and wiggling and moving on that little piece. And thankfully, when I ran, it wasn't a Tomahawk. What was it? I think it was a Turbo Scorpion. I almost blew up the transmission because that idler post was dangling around in there and it was about ready to chew up gears. But anyway, not that I don't trust the build. Like I said, it looks like it is built perfectly. You know, it looks fantastic. And, you know, I have no doubts that it's all built perfectly, but, you know, it's just that second guessing. I've even done it to my own cars where I get everything built and I've been back and forth between it a dozen times. I'll go through and just check all the screws before we go out and run it. Anyway, car needs nothing, hardly at all. Body needs paint. And again, the tires are ready to go. And then I started digging around the box, and then he also sent 2 books. Well, we have, of course, the manual for building. And let's see. So pretty much these 2 pages where it all shows the body. Yeah, we're just going to ignore most of that. We're just going to, you know, do our own paint job. And then we have the full sticker sheets in here. And paint masks and all that good stuff, I believe. And in the boxes, you know, it's the spare parts on the build, it's the extra parts, it's the driver figure, so I got to do the whole driver figure and everything for in there, the helmet and all. But we also have the RC car body book. So this is copyrighted in 1986 by Harry Higley, published by Harry B. Higley and Sons of Glenwood, Illinois. So in this, it is a full-on, you know, how to mark out for your wheel wells. Now, they're showing this on a painted car. I would never do it that way, but, you know, occasionally you have to. But it's a full, you know, laying out how to mask. And, you know, I'm going to do a whole video on these, but, you know, come on. Old school 80s paint jobs in here. Most of the book's black and white, but there is a little color section in the center that's really nice. But again, we'll do a whole video on this. And then there's also another Harry B. Higley book. This one, completely cars. But this goes through everything. Ride height, paints, you know, assembly, making sure parts fit together, shortening a bolt, you know. Today, stuff we don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about shortening a bolt in a kit. Everything is measured down to, you know, you've got an 8, a 9, a 10, a 12, a 14, a 17, and a 38 millimeter screw for this step. Talks about soldering. It's RC 101. You know, introduction. Selecting a car, radio control, suspension and steering, differentials, the remaining powertrain, chassis and bodies, basic skills, practice pit and performance, constructive overview, radio installation, finishing bodies, adjusting to wind, batteries, engines. You know, it's a little bit of everything. You know, it's talking about glow engines and talking about electric motors and the batteries for them and everything. It's even got in here to how to make your own Z-bins for servo arms and stuff. So I think these 2 alone will probably get a quick kind of walkthrough video and, you know, a bunch of pictures and everything, and we'll talk about these. But all I have to say is, you know, I am absolutely humbled when, you know, you guys leave amazing comments, and, you know, especially lately when I've been kind of in a funk, everybody's leaving very, you know, supportive stuff in the comments and everything. Just try to, you know, everybody's here to help everybody out. But being an online platform, you know, you just gotta sometimes don't expect it. You know, there's too many angry Facebookers and Twittersy peoples and stuff that, you know, just feel like everybody's, you know, angry at everything. And I try not to complain. But, you know, occasionally you're just kind of gloomy about things and you just don't have the energy and go. But then, you know, something like this shows up in the mail out of the kindness of a person I've never met, I've never had a more than an email conversation with, just decides, hey, I'm not going to do anything with that car. I could sell it. And you could probably sell it for, I mean, you could probably easily get $250, $300 for this right away and get your money back. you know, just stick it on eBay. But he didn't want to go through that hassle, and I don't blame him. I hate selling stuff. So I completely understand that. But, you know, he opted to say, hey, I'm going to send this to Addam. Addam can finish it up. He can do a custom paint job. I can get some enjoyment out of it, and so can, you know, hundreds of other people. So, you know, just kindness and generosity like that just blows me away. You know, it reinforces there's a lot of really great people out there in the world, and I'm just so thankful for all of you guys out there. And, you know, I don't expect every one of my viewers to send me an RC car kit. You know, all I want you guys to do is just enjoy the video, leave comments, you know, and have fun with it. You know, that's what it's all about. It's just being here for everybody, enjoying everybody, enjoying the stuff everybody's doing, and just trying to share and make somebody's day a little bit better. So I hope, you know, you guys are still here for all the rambling and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are looking forward to the paint video, the book video. You know, this car here is probably going to get 5 or 6 different videos just off of, you know, everything that can be shown on it. So thank you very much. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for the car, and just thank everybody out there. You guys are awesome. I really appreciated the little kind of kick in the rear lately of all the friendly comments and helpful comments. So everybody out there, you guys be happy, be healthy, be safe, and everybody just enjoy your weekend. See you guys.